I'm Jamie Wool saying adios, and Gordon Clark will be in next, and he's going to be breaking in a brand new disc jockey. I'm sure you all know him.
Right this way, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'm coming. My leg isn't as good as it used to be, you know.
Well, just have a seat, relax, and try yourself up here.
Yes. Here I come. Are we on the air?
Yes, we are.
We're on the air. All right.
Now, when you want to talk, you press this button.
Yes.
And this one starts this turntable over there, and this one starts the one over here.
I see. That's perfectly clear.
Okay, go ahead, sir. You're on the air.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, my fellow collegiate Americans. This is Dick Nixon on your free radio network, WVBR FM Stereo Ithaca. I've made a clean breast of things. I'm starting out new again. The press won't have me to kick around anymore. Now I get to kick them around every afternoon. And I'm really into this. I've learned some new lingo. I dig. I'm hip. I've got paisley shirts. You should see the one I have on now. Are we prepared to play them some music?
Your theme song's right over in this turntable.
My theme song?
Yes, just press this.
How thoughtful of you.
Call me Mr. Guilty. Mr. Guilty, that's my name.
What are you trying to pull off here?
Without a doubt, it's all my fault. I am the one to blame.
I don't believe this. That song was called for by some guy named Dean. I can't believe they're still pushing me around here. My God. Well, anyway, if that's the way they get their kicks, that's all right. But I'll be back. You can swear by it. I'll be back.
It's Paul Revere and the Raiders with Kicks, and considering Mr. Nixon forgot to announce his records, I'll run them down for you. Started off with Mr. Guilty from Loudon Wainwright, and then Flushed from the Bathroom of Your Heart, coming from Johnny Cash live in Folsom Prison. The part of Richard Nixon was played by a guy named Steve Lehrman, who's done some stand-up comedy routines around the Cornell University area. You may have seen him. If you haven't, I guarantee you not only does he do the voices well, but he's also got some very, very funny routines. And we won't have anything today for you, but sometime in the near future, I'm going to get a hold of some of his routines on tape and play them for you. They're pretty good.
Stop in for free coffee and bagels. And remember, the salesman's resistance gets weaker by the hour. Never Again prices at Never Before Hours. The 24-hour marathon sale starting Friday at 4 at Stereo East, 420 Eddy Street in College Town.
If you know of an instance of child abuse, the New York State Department of Social Services has a toll-free number they'd like you to call. And the number is 1-800-342-3720 anytime. 800-342-3720. And that'll give you the New York State Department of Social Services hotline for child abuse. It's 11 minutes past 2 o'clock. We're WVBR. I'm Gordon Clark, and this is Bad Company. Good Lovin' Gone Bad from an excellent second album for Bad Company. The album called Straight Shooter is 2:15, and that means it's time to switch you over to the news. Bob Dylan from the Blonde on Blonde album with Sad-Eyed Lady of the Lowlands. 23 minutes before 3 o'clock with Dr. Wu from the new Steely Dan album. Fleetwood Mac with Remember Me, a group called Ayers Rock with Lady Montego, and Dr. Wu from the new Steely Dan album brings us to 13 and a half minutes before 3 o'clock. What the weatherman has to say is intermittent rain this afternoon. And I don't know how much you've been outside, but during the time I was out there, there was nothing intermittent about it. It was just plain constant rain. A high in the mid-50s today. Variable cloudiness tonight. Same thing for Wednesday. The low 40 to 45, and the high Wednesday in the mid-60s. If you're interested in winds, maybe I'll tell you what angle to hold your umbrella at to keep the rain from blowing in your face. 10 to 15 miles an hour coming out of the east for the afternoon. Under 10 miles per hour tonight. And the chance of further precipitation, 10% tonight, 10% tomorrow. Well, keep your fingers crossed. And I used to cut down rain on the air and say, bad weather again, boo. And got a phone call, in fact, a letter from somebody so they like that kind of weather, and they were complaining about it. Okay, so I'll just say, my own opinion, I don't like rain. Your opinion can be whatever you want, but that's mine. You may have read in the paper, as I did a couple of days ago, about the Cornell co-ed who was in Rhode Island over over Cornell's spring vacation, and ran into an old friend of hers there, and she said as a joke that she'd run into Patty Hearst over Christmas break, and then Patty had come back and lived with her in Ithaca for a while, and the FBI started a whole investigation of it that still hasn't died down completely. I always thought Arlo Guthrie was joking when he told us a little story about the FBI, but I guess he wasn't so far off.
This next song, we're going to dedicate...
Well, to each his own vices. It's Tom Lehrer with Poisoning Pigeons in the Park. We also heard The Paws of Mr. Claus from Arlo Guthrie. And, of course, we also heard Cocaine from Dave Von Ronk and the Hudson Street Stompers. Bright Lights and Promises.
Bright lights and promises. Honey, can you show me more?
Finished? Janice Ian with Bright Lights and Promises, and Peter Frampton with Fanfare.
The Ithaca New Times is like a two-way street. Pick up a copy of the New Times today.
What sort of people are the Vietnamese refugees who are coming to America?
Why, thanks, Mark, and I'm Gordon Clark with the Allman Brothers. Funky comes from the Chambers Brothers, and Revival from the Allman Brothers. 29 minutes past 3 o'clock.
Hey, kid, what was that number again? 272-3355. Ithaca Summer Stowage.
And that brings us to another issue. If you're someone who's heading out of town, if you're not driving yourself, be careful who you get a ride with, really. For a brochure and more information on the Ithaca Summer Stowage business, you can call 272-3355, so you can take home your memories, but not your luggage. Tom Rush. Look Me in the Eyes from Carly Simon. Rolling Stone magazine sent us a tape of a Carly Simon interview they did. It's about 15 and a half minutes long, includes some music in there, and we'll be playing it sometime in the next week. Stay tuned for details. We'll be running little things. Have the disc jockeys tell you when it'll be on, if that interests you. Sleep Song from Hot Tuna, and Rockport Sunday, No Regrets from Tom Rush. Here's a word about a little feature on WVBR that'll be coming your way in about an hour.
Brighten up your weekday afternoons with Earth News.
And by the way, the late show for Taj Mahal is virtually sold out. If you want to go to the early show, you better get your ticket pretty quickly. You can still get it at the Unicorn Outlets, I believe, or you can pick it up at the door.
Shop the Cornell Campus store this week.
This is from Les McCann, recorded live at the Montreux, and he'll introduce the song himself.
I'd like to do a song written by a young friend of ours, 16 years old. His name is Nat Adderley Jr. This is called The Price You Got to Pay to Be Free.
The Price You Gotta Pay to Be Free, and What's Going On from Les McCann.
I'm William McDaniel, Director of the Cornell Safety Division. Wednesday through Friday are Furniture Amnesty Days at Cornell, during which time anyone can return Cornell-owned furniture or have it picked up without penalty. After May 9th, persons found with Cornell furniture worth $250 or more will be referred to the District Attorney's Office. Call the Housing Department at 256-5533 for more information about Furniture Amnesty Days. They won't ask your name, just where they can pick up your furniture.
Today, price has to be one of the most important factors for buying any product, especially a car. For 1975, the exciting price story at Cutting Motors on Route 13 is Honda, the lowest priced car in America at $2,789. No add-ons. That's the delivered price for a two-door Honda Civic sedan, including freight and a John Nardi polish job. Save money when you buy a Cutting Motors Honda at $2,789. And keep right on saving, because Honda gives you 41 miles per gallon. That's Honda and Cutting Motors on the Elmira Road South.
What's Dustin Hoffman doing in an Italian comedy? Giving one of his finest performances ever for director Pietro Germi in a funny film called Alfredo Alfredo.
We're WVBR FM Stereo Ithaca. It's 5 minutes past 4 o'clock. Time to take a look at the dog and cat report. These dogs have been found on the 400 block of West Buffalo Street, a brown and white mixed breed male, 35 pounds. He's 1 year old, and he's wearing a chain collar. In the downtown area, a Great Dane female, brown with clipped ears, no collar, 5 to 7 years old. That's clipped ears, not pierced ears. In the Trumansburg area, 2 Labrador setter crosses, possibly litter mates, 6 to 8 months old, got no collar. And in the lost dog column, on Slaterville Road near Chris Bell's garage, an Afghan female, 4 years old, brown and gold long hair, no collar, and answers to the name of Tasha. In the downtown Ithaca area, a red-bone coonhound female, medium size, tan, red kerchief with license and rabies tags, yes, that's right, and answers to the name Pearl. On the 100 block of Graham Road, a yellow Labrador Retriever, male, wearing a brown leather collar, and answers to the name of Goldie. You know, that's what happens when you name a man Goldie. In the downtown Ithaca area, again, I can't pronounce this type of dog. Well, it's a cross male. It's got a reddish tan. Out in the sun too much, I guess. 1.5 years old, wearing a leather collar with silver ring. It's married, too. In the Groton area, a Beagle Brittany cross male, white and brown short hair, answers to the name Sam. Come on, people. Listen, I'm trying to read this thing. Please don't laugh. Wait until after I finish before you laugh, okay? Thank you. Hold on. I'll let you leave the room. Okay, go on. Bye-bye. Had a peanut gallery in here for a while. Back to the dog report. On Danby Road, we're reading Lost Dogs now, remember. On Danby Road, an Australian dingo dog. A dingo dog. Male, very large, but not tall. He's also got a reddish tan. He weighs 90 pounds, checked in at 90 pounds at a weight check-in yesterday. He's no collar, and he's very shy. A lost cat. On the 100 block of Randolph Road, a calico female answers the name of Kit Kat. At the adoption center, they have an assortment of puppies. They also have a blue-tip coonhound male, 6 years old. He's an excellent coon dog. He's good with children, and he's had all his shots. By the way, this is Be Kind to Animals Week. So keep an extra eye out for some of those lost dogs. Got some real strange ones running around. All information can be called into the SPCA at 257-1822. It's 7 minutes past 4 o'clock, and time for a little more music. This is the Marshall Tucker Band. That's the Slat Key Sokol Rag. It comes from the new Doobie Brothers album. The album's called Stampede. We're WVBR FM in Ithaca. It's 4:15, and that means it's time to break for news from the American FM radio network. 49 degrees, that's all?
49 degrees.
Don't like it one bit. The Rolling Stones. Justin Hayward and John Lodge doing Remember Me, My Friend. Elliot Murphy with Bittersweet from brand new album, it's the second one. And coming out of news with Luxury from the latest Rolling Stones album.
Cornell Dining announces the Willard Straight Hall Cafeteria.
I don't even dare think to myself how many years ago this one was. Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run, and That'll Be the Day from Buddy Holly.
Have you ever considered Shop 20 Eddy Street in College Town?
And WVBR is going to be shifting our operations to Stereo East. And we'll be sitting there right there in the store window, 24 hours, right along with it from 4 o'clock on Friday until 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. It's 13 minutes before 5 o'clock. Taking a look at the weather. Intermittent rain this afternoon. Intermittent, it's been straight rain all the way through. The weatherman's joking. The high in the mid-50s, variable cloudiness tonight and Wednesday. The low 40 to 45, and the high Wednesday in the mid-60s. The chance of further precipitation, garbage. I don't listen to weathermen anyway, but just in case you're playing the odds, maybe you can fool somebody into thinking he's right. 10% tonight, 10% tomorrow.
There is a mountain, then there is no mountain, then there is.
And first there was Herbie Mann, There Is a Mountain, then Donovan. Gordon Clark on WVBR FM Stereo Ithaca with Manhattan Transfer. Joni Mitchell with Cheech and Chong doing a little bit about Flip City right in there at the end. Twisted from the Court and Spark album. Who She Go Cry For from the Mighty Sparrow. And Manhattan Transfer with something called That Cat Is High.
And you could win a stereo system. Midtown Records Rename the Store contest going on from now through noon on Wednesday at Midtown, 317 College Avenue in College Town. Open weekdays till 9, Saturdays till 6:30, and Sundays till 6. Name a store and win a stereo system. Enter the Rename the Store contest now at Midtown.
Why not? It's certainly not going to hurt. I mean, what do you have to lose? Just Think up something, put a little time into it, and you might even win. Raining for the afternoon. The high somewhere in the mid-50s. It was 49 last I checked. Variable cloudiness tonight. The same thing for Wednesday. The low 40 to 45. The high Wednesday in the mid-60s. Chance of precipitation. Yeah, let that go. It doesn't make any sense anyway. About 10% for tonight. Fat chance.